Let's tie one on. It's happy hour at home, and I'm your hostess. It's Corey Dillon. I'm very excited about today's cocktail, if for no other reason that it has the most amazing origin story, and I will tell you all about that. The first time we see this recipe for the last word in print is in 1951 in a book called Bottoms Up. A guy named Ted Saucier wrote the book, right? And he credits a man by the name of Frank Fogarty for creating this cocktail. Frank wasn't a bartender. And this cocktail goes back to pre-Prohibition. Frank Fogarty was a vaudevillian, what do they call him? A monolist or something like that? Basically, a stand up comedian of the day. He would start every act with a song and end with some kind of a heartthrob situation. But he performed and was in the Detroit area around the time that they first put this on the menu, the last word, in 1916 at the Detroit Athletic Club. And I love this story because really it spread because of Frank. You know, he was traveling all over the globe and certainly all over America and ended up in New York City and, introduced that cocktail there. And people just kind of started to love it. But Prohibition hit a few years later, obviously. And, it was almost kind of wiped off the face of the earth into oblivion until this book came out in 1951. The author, again, of Bottoms Up must have done his research. Somebody else, I like to call them alcohol anthropologists. They found this drink on the menu at the Detroit Athletic Club for 35 cents, just like roughly like 8.22 in today's dollars, probably $9-10 in inflationary terms. But that was a very expensive drink back in the day. In fact, it was the most expensive drink at 35 cents on the menu. I also love this drink because, it really sort of saw its revival in the early aughts, like 2003, 2004 at a Seattle bar called the Zigzag or Zigzags. And it's an equal parts cocktail. So that means as long as you have every single ingredient that you need to make this cocktail, and it calls for 4 different things plus a garnish, you're good to go. It's really just however big you want to make your cocktail. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make this cocktail. Just realized I forgot to put on my earbuds. Apologies, people. Can you hear me in the back? Hope so. Okay, we're going to make this cocktail in a jigger. Yes, I know it's gin, and we don't usually like to do that. Shake up our gin and bruise it, but that's what we're going to do. And I think if you don't really love gin, you probably could substitute. I mean, other people have made riffs on it, like the Paper Plane is kind of a riff on this cocktail, loosely based. You could probably use gin. I mean, not gin, but vodka. But we're going to use Tanqueray gin, which is pretty, what's it called? It's pretty forward in its juniper berry. Some people don't like that. I tend to like a lighter gin often, but because we're going to make this with chartreuse, and this is actually, it's kind of pricey. Partly, in fact, because it was running low in lots of places. So I paid a premium for this. And I love the story of chartreuse, too. It's really like they make this liqueur with like macerated herbs. And it was used to be made in France, or it still is made in France today. And it's made of 130 alpine herbs, according to ancient formulas dating back to 1605, and it was made by monks, the Carthusian monks, the brothers, should I say, brothers. So we're going to make it with some green chartreuse. They also make a yellow chartreuse. Those monks, they just get crazy every once in a while with their colors. And then we're going to use some Luxardo. You just need a maraschino liqueur, a cherry liqueur, if you will, and equal parts of everything, and you're good to go. Oh, and some freshly squeezed lime juice. It's a must. And we have the maraschino Starlino cherries to garnish. Okay, so I've been chilling this in the fridge overnight, if you will. And it's nice and chilled, but we wanted to take care of that. So I don't really think it matters, honestly. Okay, so 3/4 of an ounce of everything. Everything. Okay, so there's the maraschino liqueur. And it is maraschino. I looked it up. I mean, I grew up saying maraschino, but what you going to do? Okay. Hi, Steve. Hi, Steve and JD. How are you guys? 3/4 of an ounce of a London dry gin or your favorite gin. I do tend to like some botanical, like floral gins. just personal preference. We're going to crack this one open. I paid for this. Have I used it yet? Well, I guess I have. What did I use that on? I don't even remember. Oh, well. Okay, 3/4 of an ounce of our monk-made chartreuse. Love a good monk. They gave us champagne. They gave us chartreuse. This is said to be, I mean, it's complex in the flavors, but it's also, I guess, very simple in its ingredients, where it's portions and easy to make and easy to remember. That's why I like it. Getting lime juice on my phone. It'll be nice and sticky for me later. Okay, we're just going to shake this up. We are going to serve it straight up. I'm going to get out the cherries first. Oh, I guess I haven't used these cherries yet. These look good, and I think I'm feeling kind of feisty, so I'm actually going to put 2 on my little bamboo skewer if I can. That's TBD. Okay, let's see. But such a great origin story for this cocktail. Again, Frank Fogarty. We will drink to Frank Fogarty, who was a vaudevillian star, and I mean a star. Okay, there we go. Maybe I should have it like kind of like that. All right. It's like a syrup in here, these Starlino cherries. These cherries can get expensive, let me tell you. Okay, gonna give it a good shake. Let me say hi to some people. Let's see, JD checking in. You're so loyal, JD. I love it. Thank you. And hi to you, Steve. And hey, Buster, how are you? Cheers, guys. We're drinking the last word. And again, a lot of people have made a riff on this cocktail using everything from tequila. And I think they call it like the last word of the Oaxacans or the last of the Oaxacans or something like that. Okay. And I love this shaker because I can hear when the ice is sort of breaking up and when it's good to go. Okay. Oh, that looks good. So the green gives it a nice chartreuse color. Maybe that's where the name came. Do they call it the crayons? The chartreuse? Probably didn't like it as a kid, but I'm guessing I'm going to like this now. Okay, let's try this. I've never had the last word. I suppose you could double strain it if you didn't want the, that looks good, right? Okay. Yes, you do get a little bit, I mean, obviously with the juniper berries and the Tanqueray, the dry gin, and the herbal essence of your chartreuse, you definitely get kind of an herbal, but it's sweet. You know, you get the lime juice in there and the sweetness of the Luxardo maraschino cherries. I do like it. I do believe. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yep. That's a great cocktail. The last word, just equal parts of your green chartreuse, fresh squeezed lime juice, London dry gin, and a cherry liqueur, like a Luxardo. Love Luxardo. They also make cherries. Don't you know? So, I like it. Cheers to you and yours. I hope you have a great day, a great weekend, and tie one on responsibly. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Signing off from California. Cheers.